So you may recall my friend Greg from Xometry. We did a video together, and he did a really fantastic job answering a bunch of viewer-submitted questions about working with suppliers and Xometry and all of that. Well, I've been working with Greg recently on another Xometry add-in. This is for Onshape, SolidWorks, Inventor, Fusion, all sorts of platforms, and it provides visual feedback on design for manufacturing. So let's work through this, and this is like the first app of its kind, right? You're not going to go anywhere else and get an app like this. This is very unique, and I think the first of any kind of app that this has ever been. So let's talk about going to the App Store in Onshape, and we have the Xometry app up here. I can type in probably XOM Xometry, and it shows up, right? So you can install the app or add the app back here. Once you have it, it shows up down here. And here I've got a part that let's pretend I am intending to CNC this part out. I made it kind of funky looking just so that it would be kind of challenging. So we come over here, open up our Xometry add-in, and our step one, we make sure that we have our parts that we're going to machine selected. We're going to take our process and we'll say CNC machining. We'll do it out of 6061, pretty standard machining material. And then it will create an estimate which will take just a few minutes. And now that we have this review, we are able to check our DFM on a series of criteria. And it looks like, first off, we have failed a void check. That means that there's a hollow part in this region that is completely sealed off. It would be impossible to manufacture, and that's why we don't have a price or lead time available. So why don't we check and see where our void might be, right? This is the kind of troubleshooting that I'm hoping to demonstrate. We'll grab a section view and drag our section, and oh, right there, right, we've got a hollow void. So go to our extrude, we'll change one of the settings, and that way we have a hole on the outside. And let's go back and check for our process here. We're going to say CNC machining with 6061 as before, and we'll grab our estimate. Alright, so it looks like we no longer have any voids, but we have issues like small gaps, internal corners, and tool access. If I open up, say, something like a small gap, it says the part has walls or gaps that are smaller than the minimum CNC tool diameter, and it gives me a recommendation on how to fix it. But you could say, well, I don't see any small gaps here, and where do I look? Well, Xometry has a really cool tool. We open it up, and it highlights faces where you have small gaps, right? So we have a gap here and a gap here. Now I think that this one is the small gap, and this one is coming up as a small gap because you can tell I've got a little ridge that I can't put tools under. So I've got those small gaps with highlighted faces. Here I have internal sharp corners, and it looks like I have 10 of them. So if I go back to 3D, right, I can have it move to my internal corners, and it highlights my internal sharp corners that I really should look at fixing, which are kind of correlated with some of the other manufacturability problems that I have with this. Next, if I look at tool axis, right, it says that there are surfaces that we cannot machine out because there's no access for tools. So if I take a look at my tool axis faces, right, I have some of the more similar problems with being able to access tools to machine out some of these faces. So let's address these, right? First and foremost, that looks like what was highlighted, and I probably wouldn't have even noticed something that small in the graphics display unless that was actually pointed out for me, as the app so eloquently has, right? So I've got all these faces that are highlighted. Why don't I just do a direct editing here, delete face, and that takes care of that small gap. Now I've got this little shelf here, and I have to be able to get rid of that in order to do my machining, right? That's just how CNCs work. All CNCs work that way. So what if I go to Sketch 9, take an edit on it, right? Take that down to 0, and that should take care of that. And then I have a sharp corner that was highlighted right here, right? You can't have internal sharp corners with the CNC process. So let's give this maybe a 1-inch radius, and that should take care of that. So the question is, do we have any other problems, or have we fixed them all? Well, let's go back and get estimate. All right, so now with this, you notice the price has gone down substantially, and we open up part, and there is no DFM problems, right? We have a 9 out of 9. We fixed all of our machining problems, and this can now be machined. So what a cool thing, because I think all the other players in this business have to submit this to a human to be reviewed, and to know that our main DFM is all taken care of already before we submit it is kind of a load off, especially when dealing with another person. So I think that that's a huge step forward on Xometry's part. And maybe we can review one other example that would be more printing related. We've got a compressor here, and let's say that we want to 3D print this, right? So we add our parts, we go to the next step, we choose, how about fused deposition modeling? But you can tell there's a whole bunch of, you have carbon DLS, and I think there's some SLA in here. I mean, there's all kinds of processes that you can get quotes and design intent from. But let's go with FDM. We'll go with material. How about, polycarbonate looks pretty cool. Let's go with translucent solid infill. All right, so here we have a part volume error and a large part for process error. And I did this to simulate a simple mistake, right? So we have a 36 by 24 inch by 24 inch build envelope. That's huge. And you think a compressor is too big, or that would be bigger than that, is probably not a very good compressor. And also the volume of the part is larger than the process maximum. So I did this as a way I scaled this up by a scale of 25.4 to simulate someone modeling in millimeters, but the part was in inches or something like that. So let's shrink this part back down. We'll go back, and now with the correct size part, we'll get an estimate. Now that we've scaled it to the right dimensions, we have a wall thickness check, and I think this is one of the most relevant errors that you can have. So that's why I designed this part in a way that that wall thickness would be included. Again, we can turn on our 3D, and we can view the walls that are too thin. And you can, of course, redo all of your sketches and whatnot. Onshape has some great direct editing tools also. So when I go to adjust this, I want to do something like move face. And when I go do this, you can see that we just very easily thicken our face. Now, depending on your design intent and what your design needs, you may want to instead edit your sketches or try to do something, parametrically from the history tree. And that's a valid solution too, right? It's whatever your needs are and however you want to handle your design intent. All right, I think we have everything selected now. Oh, that one got missed. So we move our walls, now we have thicker walls. And if I go back and get my estimate, and there you can see we don't have any errors. We've passed all of our FDM rather, all of our FDM DFM to have this part produced. So I think the visual feedback is unheard of and going to be a huge player for Xometry moving forward, and a great way to assist and supplement your designs if you need to figure out if there's any problems with manufacturing the parts that you order. So thank you for watching. Again, please check out the Xometry app. I think it's a really cool tool, and I'll see you in the next one.